You're watching Funk on Funk about Hollywood and film, and today we're with the very talented manager, producer, triple threat, Isabel Echeverry. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, John Funk. Thank you for having me.
You're a woman of many titles, but how would you pitch your, what you do?
Well, it's interesting that being in Los Angeles, Hollywood, California since 1999, that's when I moved from New York City. I moved to Los Angeles to pursue my acting. So back then I was an actress. That's it. Then it evolved to now I'm a talent manager and executive producer for film and TV. So it was quite a journey to go from that to where I am today. And I would not change a thing. I'm also a like contact maker. That's why my company is called Contacto, because I like to connect people.
That's a big part of the art of filmmaking is building a team or a crew or a tribe or a group or whatever, a community. And you're obviously very skilled at that, and that is one of the skills of filmmaking that's priceless. But can you rewind your story a little bit even more? Like, give us your origin story because you do have one of the most fascinating and cool stories. Period.
Okay, well, I can start where my parents came from, which is from a town in Medellin, Colombia, and they married very young. And they had an opportunity through my uncle who had moved to New York. He actually had one of his clients that needed someone to work for them. And my parents had, they came from a middle class, accountant. My grandfathers were accountants for the railroad system there, so suits every day and all of that. My father worked at a bank. My mother had her own beauty salon from her house. And so they were go-getters from the beginning. My mother and my father went to New York, and I was born in Queens. My brother was also born there. I have two siblings, and that's where I started my life as a U.S. citizen, and I saw my parents working and a lot. And then we had to leave New York to a climate that was warm because my brother had severe asthma. So we couldn't live in New York anymore. So then we moved back to Colombia. And so that's why I speak English very well with almost no accent. That's what everyone tells me. And then I speak Spanish with the authentic paisa from Colombia, from Medellin. So I love that I grew up in both cultures and going back and forth from Medellin, Colombia. We have a beach house in south of Cartagena. So it is part of, I am both. I am Colombian and a US, American. In 2014, I wanted, because of the demand of the Latinos that needed representation, that needed them to, they would come to me, I mean, actors and everything, directors, writers. And since I had trained in knowing the expectations and the standards of Hollywood, of being an ICM, then I was and still am like, no, you got to do this, you got to do that. You can't go in there. You have to get new this. You have to get, so I'm very like, okay, take notes. Someone comes to me and says, and I say, okay, get a pen and a pencil, and I just give them a plan of action. And that's what I love. I love to help. I love to help because I've learned so much and I have experience. So that being said, I love U.S. Hispanic advertising. I represent amazing directors, and that will always be part of my business.
Your
And
website is Contacto
Contacto Latinx. So
Latin.
I morphed into that because that was my focus and that was my niche of, Latinos, and I'm Latina. So I help anyone, but really that's my culture. And I see, and also it's also to represent many different cultures of different countries. Just because you're Latin America doesn't mean we're all the same. We speak different, we eat different. It's like saying, Canada and America. I mean, I don't know. It's like different people. I mean, you know,
Totally.
or England. We speak Spanish, we're Hispanic because we speak Hispanic means you speak Spanish. It doesn't mean you're Latino. Yeah, we have Spain, we have so I like Latin X because it covers everything. I know a lot of people don't like that, but for me, knowing how the business works, it's more about the business. It's not about like so whatever you want to call yourself. But for me, it was Latinx. That means everyone's included. It's all inclusive. I went in 2014 into talent management as well, so I expanded it to the division of representing actors, and I had lots of success for 10 years, giving and securing jobs, acting jobs for talented Latinos that never got their one first chance to go into the big leagues, which is either a series regular in a big show or working next to, in an ensemble cast with A-list stars. I mean, it was so rewarding. And what I love is when someone calls me and says, thank you, because you changed my life, your hard work. I have a slate of projects. I have a thriller and a couple of horror films and a crime show that I've been developing for quite a few years because it takes that, as you know, John. It takes years to 5% of the scripts in Hollywood get produced. I mean, that's like nothing. So that being said, right now, that segues into what we're talking about, which is The Low End Theory. The Low End Theory is an independent film that I became involved with 2 years ago. And one of my clients back then, before my talent roster was acquired, he was like, please, I want you to be part of this movie because I'm the lead. I just, I love working with you. And I said, okay. And I read the script, I loved it, and I became an executive producer because I helped them with investing in the movie. A lot of people came to support the movie to get it off the ground. And I was one of them. And fast forward now, it premiered in the New York Latino Film Festival in November. And because I brought someone in that I know that is in the field of distribution, then we were able to secure distribution on In the Black Network, which is a new streaming service that was founded by John Du Bois, and he was one of the founders of Tubi. So the whole business completely shift. It's a new model after the pandemic because it's now inundated with streamers, which is great because it gives a voice and a home to independent filmmakers like The Low End Theory, which is not going to get theatrical,
But
but
people can see it on streaming.
exactly.
And
There you
so
go.
everybody should go to contactolatinx.com. That's Kontakto
Yes.
latinx.com. Google the low end theory and follow you on social media.
Yes, and then also very important, go and to your smart TV and you can search In the Black Network and download the app for free. You can sign up and then you can buy our movie, The Low End Theory. Okay, it's only $9.99.
It's
It's
worth it. It's a
interesting because
good filler.
yesterday I saw a movie that I actually rented as well for $9.99, and it was directed by Steven Soderbergh. So it's in every level now, it's independent and then the biggest directors and everyone's using the same, which is streaming services,
Mm-hmm.
and you can buy the movie or rent it. And I think that this is the new age, and I love it. I'm so happy that I'm part of the Law and Theory because it's an amazing film.
It
It's
is
captivating. It's a thriller. You saw it. What did you
great.
think of it? Give me a
I
review.
loved it. I loved it. It's a really great thriller in Los Angeles and very film noir, um, gritty and grounded, and it had some really great twists at the end. And my
Yes.
friend Eddie, who was in my last movie, Roses on the Vine, was in it, and so it was good to see Eddie. And it's a really good film. So I hope everybody checks out the Low End Theory and follows Isabel on social media. And
At Contacto Latinx, Kontakto Latinx.
thank you, Isabel. That was
Mhm.
brilliant. You're one of my favorite people. I look forward to working with
Oh,
you again. And
too.
until our next video, thank you, everybody.